Hey, it's Zay Gatsby from Wise Financial, Finance for Wise Clients, back with another video. I think most responsible Americans would agree that monitoring your credit regularly is something that's vital to being aware of your financial wellness. If you're monitoring your credit, chances are you're using a free site like Credit Karma to view your credit. Well, in this video, we're going to dive deep as to how Credit Karma is actually taking advantage of people's lack of credit knowledge and how using it is actually doing you a disservice. I know this might be a shocker to a lot of people, as it was to me when I first learned this information. We all think that Credit Karma has our best interests at heart and they give us our scores for free. But the reality is that Credit Karma scores aren't FICO scores. And it's FICO scores you need in order to get access to capital, to a loan, for a car, whatever you're trying to get. What you actually get from Credit Karma is a Vantage score. I'm going to make another video going into full detail about the difference between a FICO score and a Vantage score. But for this video, just know they aren't the same thing. And I'll explain later why this puts you at a disadvantage. My problem with this is that unless you work in the credit space, you really wouldn't know. Because if you try to Google anything about a Vantage score, the top results will always tell you about like how accurate Vantage scores are or how lenders everywhere use Vantage scores. And that's just not the reality. It's really ironic that we're living in a time where we have access to the most information we've ever had, yet we're so misinformed. It's only when you do a real amount of digging, probably into like third, fourth, fifth pages of Google, that you'll find out that not only do lenders take more value in the FICO score, but you'll also discover that the Vantage score is actually one huge conflict of interest at the detriment of consumers. And I'll explain why. The difference between other algorithmic scoring models and their organizations like FICO or LexisNexis is that those organizations have a vendor relationship to the three major credit bureaus that report your credit to lenders. But the Vantage score is the three major bureaus. As you can see, Vantage Score Solutions is a joint venture between Equifax, Experian with TransUnion as the parent. And that is a problem that is detrimental to consumers for two major reasons. The first reason is that it sets the stage for a monopolistic market. And we all know monopolies are bad for everyone except the entity that's running the monopoly. They want to take over as the #1 furnisher of credit data over all furnishers. However, just last quarter, the FHFA proposed to ban Vantage scores as an alternative credit scoring model, citing issues with its ownership structure, stating that it might create a conflict of interest, which is not a surprise to me because it does. Just think about it. If the organization that is reporting on your credit is also the owner of the most prevalent algorithm that furnishes your credit data, think about how much power that gives them. Think about how they would have the power to ultimately sell credit scores constructed from data they own way cheaper than any other furnisher to all the different lenders out there, thus putting other score producers at an unfair disadvantage, which leads to something even worse: abuse. So knowing that lenders really only put weight into FICO scores and not Vantage scores, when it comes to issuing credit, how much do you think this hurts the average person who thinks they're checking their real score when they're checking a score that's virtually useless? And what kind of opportunities does this create for other businesses to exploit this cheaper scoring model and the ignorance of its utility by the general public? Enter Credit Karma. Now listen, if you like Credit Karma, by all means use them, because it's not my intention to bash them. This is simply an educational video. My point is that if you're using Credit Karma with the intention of viewing your credit in hopes of attaining a loan, then Credit Karma isn't a site I would recommend, because Credit Karma is a marketing site. It is not a credit monitoring site, because you're not monitoring your real credit score. And it's in that regard that I feel as though Credit Karma is not forthright with their users. It's great that it's free, but free always comes at a cost. Credit Karma pays close to nothing to to issue you a Vantage score every month. Remember, the Vantage score is owned by the bureaus. It is not used by lenders to approve or deny you on a loan. So Credit Karma is paying maybe 2-3 cents per score. You, the consumer, you get it for free, thinking that the score plays a role in a lender's decision making. And then you say, wow, this is free. Let me, tell all my friends about it. Now everybody is using the site, checking their credit, but on the side of every page, there's an offer that tells you, hey, you have a very, very high chance of getting approved for this American Express card or this Citi Diamond card or whichever card. And there's a link for you to click and apply. Credit Karma spends that 3 cents a week or $1.50 per year in hopes that you click that link one time and apply, because they'll get paid between $20 and $60 whether you get approved or not. So have you ever applied using those links and got denied for credit? Because I know I definitely have. And that's because the approval laws that they provide to you before you apply are based on a Vantage score, which usually always is reported better, gives us those higher odds, which makes people apply, which ultimately lowers your credit score because it's another inquiry, which is how Credit Karma makes millions of dollars every month using 3-cent Vantage scores. But the lenders aren't using Vantage scores. I was scrolling on the Credit Karma website to see real people asking about their FICO score and what it would be compared to their Credit Karma score, and the top response couldn't be more true. It will be much lower. I made the mistake of trusting Credit Karma scores and was rudely awakened when I went to get a mortgage. I had over 700 on both scores here, and they were 615 and 632 from the same bureaus on their report. Mortgage company says they hear this every day, multiple times a day, and wondered why Credit Karma doesn't do something to bring their scores more in line with reality. So again, just to reiterate, I'm not telling you to completely stay away from Credit Karma, but if you're gonna use it, don't use it for the purpose of monitoring your credit to fix it, because you're probably gonna be disappointed when it's time to apply for that mortgage or that car loan. If you wanna know where you can check your FICO score for real, I'll leave a link below to where all of my clients that I work with directly go to check their scores. It's called Identity IQ. It's not free, but it's definitely worth its weight in gold because they give you your actual FICO score, plus other great benefits like fraud protection on your social security number of up to like $25,000. You get dark web monitoring just to make sure that your information stays off the dark web, and a whole bunch of other things as well. It's only $30, but if you use the link below, you can get 30% off for a lifetime and start for only $1. Now, if you want to drop me a line to talk about repairing your credit so that you can buy a new home, a new car, or start your new business, or just get yourself right, you can go to wisefinancial.com or go to wisefinancial.com/contact, or just send an email to me at general@wisefinancial.com. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, give us a subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.